You know that famous Disney song, When You Wish Upon a Star? Well, for hundreds of millions of kids around the world, that star might actually be a fast-moving satellite. And that wish? It might be for a good education. I'm Mike Antares, and this is Space for Humans. Let's jump back to 2020. Now don't worry, it's just for a moment. Throughout most of North America, Europe, and Asia, schools dealt with the COVID pandemic by using online Zoom meetings and pre-recorded lectures. Meanwhile, most of the global South lost an estimated 1.5 years of learning they could not make up, all because they did not have the means to learn remotely. In Latin America and the Caribbean alone, 244 million people lack access to the internet, and that includes meaningful school connectivity. Solving for this broadband gap is becoming an increasingly common product offering among satellite broadband providers. SpaceX's Starlink, Amazon's Kuiper, Hughes, OneWeb, Viasat, and others are offering education-focused services as part of their orbital internet service. This $8.2 billion satellite broadband market aims to support the needs of global education through high-speed internet access. Examples include Rwanda's deployment of Starlink to 500 schools and OneWeb's partnership with QCon to bring connectivity to several countries in Africa. What does this mean for students on the ground? In addition to teleeducation over larger distributed areas, it enables classrooms to move beyond a one-student terminal to a multi-device classroom. As with any internet-enabled school, dozens of students can now be online simultaneously. According to one teacher taking part in a recent European Space Agency study in rural Ireland, this satellite broadband coverage helps alleviate some of the social and economic disadvantages of living in these remote areas. These satellites are operating in multiple orbits, with low Earth orbit, LEO, representing the least costly and most populous for companies to launch satellites to. And geostationary? Well, that represents some of the most stable connections. In Oceania, 85% of Papua New Guinea has no access to the internet. But like so many other countries, that's changing rapidly thanks to a local provider's satellite broadband coverage. With coverage reaching speeds of 300 megabits per second and entry costs coming down to affordable ranges, the appeal of broadband coverage is soon to be universal. These services span the globe, offered in rural schools in Russia, India, Zimbabwe, Saudi Arabia, Colombia, even West Texas. With access to online resources, these students are seeing the benefits of things others take for granted. Instant communication between teachers and remote learners, better data speeds, modernized education services, and the all-important one, continuity of education during major disasters and pandemics. As a top-headed cartoon cricket once sang, dreams really do come true when you wish upon a star. So the next time you cast a wish upon a glint in the sky, imagine that it's one of the satellites turning dreams into reality for learners all across the world. If you enjoyed this episode of Space for Humans, leave a like, share a link, and subscribe for more updates.